You make I loco. I loco, baby. You make I loco. I loco. You make I loco. I loco. Well, you know, tell me, oh. Every day and night you just text me, oh. You remember you tell me, say, only me, oh. After all my friends say I got brand new baby, oh. Baby, you make I loco. I loco. You make I loco. I loco. Baby, you make I loco. Yeah, if you're watching me right now, this is Phushket Shatabobi. I'm called Phushket. Yeah, we're gonna vibe online. Yeah, join me every Saturday 1 p.m. Let's talk about issues. Let's see how we can find solutions to our world. So we just listen to a little bit of music and then we get down to business. Make I loco. I loco. Make I loco. I loco. If you're watching me, this is Let's Vibe Online with Phushket. Yeah, you're listening to Shatawale Loco of the managers of the Shatta EP. Alright. Yeah. Hey, hold that. Future dollar. I love you. We're hitting up. We're gonna talk about economic issues. But seriously, Charlie, self-reliance now. Let's rely on ourselves now. Self-reliance now. Monica, my chica bonita. Hey. Charlie, Africa be all we have. I just can't live without you. No way. Hey. Go about him, me don't qua. Baby, hey. Yo, Sledge, I see you. Oh, big up to all my Shatta movement soldiers and divas. I mean, doing this, man. Yeah, Shatta movement is beyond the world. Yeah, Shatta movement is a voice. Banga, yo, in your tanka, ya bouncer, hey, yeah, breathe ya, AJ, me don't want, although you miss me don't want. Hey. I can't live without you. No way. Me don't qua. Although you miss me don't qua. Make them talk about him. Me don't qua. Yeah, future dollar by Shatawale. I will never leave you alone. I say only you make me feel so good. Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, shit. It's about time we ask questions. Because this COVID-19 come, Charlie, it make boys make steady. See, me, I make steady. I don't know about you, but me, I make steady. I want to know what they happen. I want to know how things they go on. Because, Charlie, anything will happen. How many years you get to live on earth? Ask yourself. So if you are 20 years, ask yourself how many years is left for you to live again. So your decisions, your actions, what you mean for, what you must do. Charlie, let's have a patriotic course. Let's push things on course patriotically and forget partisan approaches to our issues. Because Charlie, me I don't want to suffer. I don't want to make my kids can suffer. I don't want to make my grand kids can suffer. Because me I not say our great grandfathers then toil, we then shed blood for us so that we go have our freedom. So all we for do be saying, we for do things right. That's all. So the vibe that more things coming up. No, 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 no way. They don't want. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay. Oh yeah. Wish we ever could have fly you to the moon. This is how I feel about Africa. This is how I feel about Ghana. This is how I feel about the black people. Hey! Black nation. We are powerful. Baby, when the time is, hey, hey, we'll be by your side. No one, hey, hey. Black nation wants to know. We want to know which amount of self-reliance are we going to, which percentage are we going to. Are we going 10%? Because right now we don't want then the campaign premises as to how they wanted to build Ghana before COVID-19. Now it's after COVID-19. Therefore go back and redraft them things, or they make we know how we are going to be self-reliant. Because us right now, America and the countries where we go to them for favors every day, we go to them for favors. No, them they make more moves to rely on themselves better than even now. So what are we two doing? Huh? I will be by your side, Charlie. I ask you, because right now, if the youth do not like find a way, nobody is saying that go and do any violence or anything. No. The question is, you have your accounts, you have a voice. What are you talking about? I want to talk about just what will come to you, your pocket. Because if you are not careful, and you are thinking about your pocket, another factor will come affect you. Whether want your skin go bad, the way you go shock because you are thinking wrong. And after COVID-19, it's a reality check to all of us. Say, Charlie, things they go on, and how ready is our country to stand in and protect us? What are the defensive mechanisms? You understand? What have we put in place to be sure say the destiny of the children is secure? You understand? Ghana be on a destiny. We don't want to go put on a destiny outside. Ghana we want put on a destiny into. So what is happening? It be Africa where we want a destiny. So how we go move Africa to become that beacon of hope for the youth to rely on? What you go do? That's what they talk about. So the youth, be now you go to take things in a self aspect, no, or in a partisan aspect. No, I they call all the leaders and the various political parties. Shall I make you guys try think about the future of this nation? Make you guys try think about where we are supposed to go to, the vision we are supposed to share, so that your name will be mentioned as one of the good ones. You understand? So when people are enjoying, they will pray for your generation. That's what we have to do. It's not about, look, amassing wealth. You can amass all the wealth. I'm telling you, some part of your generation will suffer, and it's still your bloodline. You understand me? So let's be Africans. Let's be Africans, and Africa, we are full of love for each other. Let's come together with that kind of love and build, because we have all the natural resources. There's no way you can tell me that Ghana cannot rely on itself. So me right now, I don't want to know about the dam you want to do for me, or I don't want to know about the school you want to build for me. I don't want to know about I was a president before and I couldn't do, or I want to come back and do things better. That's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, what percentage of self-reliance are you taking us to? Yes, that's what the youth want to hear. The black people in general, it's an African crusade. You understand? We want to know what is it like? What percentage of self-reliance is my country embarking on after COVID-19? I don't want to hear that Mahama Kokasase president and yes on Kasasa. Let's stop the play politics with this matter. NDC, MPP. Let's stop the play politics with this matter. You understand? What we care about it. Even say, if they say we could go vote today, you'll be surprised. Say, most of the youth don't go vote because we they think about the future. And what you guys are selling to us no, is not necessarily the future. We want to know what percentage are we going to be self-reliant. This is not a debate, because this is something that our forefathers have planned years before. So make them do. So right now we ask you a question, a historical question, that which percentage, as you are leading us now, and you are planning to come and lead us now, what percentage of self-reliance, what are you going to do to ensure that we are self-dependent, so we don't always have to go to outside nations for help? Because as COVID-19 come, you see how the world they treat everybody. See how they treat blacks for China, the things. You see how they treat them. If you be a kiddie, ask yourself how it go there. Traveling not be option anymore. Traveling, it not be option. It not be option where you get swag. You understand? It not be option where you go feel help we. So right now, me all I want to ask you, when our leaders and we the youth say, why are we quiet about this? These are the things we should be talking about loud as Ghanaians. Why can't we be patriotic to the issues we discuss, even on radio, on TV, and all those things? Why can't we be? Why can't we at least have an agenda to put government on its toes, or to put our leaders on its toes in a very diplomatic way, as they say? Why can't we be united as to what we want? Because of how we also carry ourselves, that is why the leaders will keep on treating us like this. But how long? How long, Ghana? How long? The place we they go, it not be joke. It not be joke, because if indeed this COVID-19 self, it be something else where it not be natural disaster, pandemic, then if I tell you, say, nations are powerful, how powerful is Ghana? And what are we doing to gain that power? That's what I want to understand. You understand me? So it's about time we start investing in ourselves. Right now, the youth want to know what is the main message. Because if the main message is not about coming to tell us that we are going to be self-reliant to this percentage, and these are the measures involved, this is what we are going to do, and this is how we are going to do it, and we want to bring on board youths with like-minded minds to help see how we can see this project through, because it's a youthful project. It's a visionary on its own. That project, it's a vision that has to be written. You get it? So please, I'm begging you, my leaders, it's about time we all sit up. Africa can do better. And if I the vibe where you put, you fool say me, I no rich. All right, I like them, I no rich, but I go play tape. I go play tape of your own people, where them then day, where they see, where they talk about them every day. Where recently they can't also talk about them. They can't drum the same thing, the same message. Africa cannot be poor. It's about bad leadership decisions. It's not about the leaders who. It's about bad leadership decisions. There's no bad leader in Africa, but it's about the bad decisions they are taking. So it's time for the leaders to sit up and make decisions that would benefit their race, their kind, so that they can be self-reliant. That just be the whole message. All these things, if I stop. How passionate are you about Africa relying on itself? Do you know what it will benefit you? Do you know how? Because you have all the natural resources, and you can't tell me that black people do not have technology. Where did technology start from? Africa. In my last video, like I think one of my previous, I spoke about this Egypt thing, the pyramid thing. Still, but Egypt do, da. But ask yourself, say, it be me then you when I fall for this way they do one. The gene is still there when I inside. You understand? We are the chosen, and they know it. So why will people always be profiting off when I hustle? When always make them they scam me with some format? Why? Why? Ghana, why? Africa, why? Let's wise up. Let's change our destiny. Me, I believe. Come back again. Holy. Man, I still holy. Hey. Shatawale. I just died with from my enemy because we never read them. Kill your bonfire and then we put this in place. I just died with from my other fake friends. Get to youth, read the Bible. And make sure you not. If you read the Bible, you go know say you guys can be focused when you are giving leadership position. Know what who you are go smile to. Because Africa is chosen. We have all the natural resources. Let's put ourselves right and help ourselves. Like we want to know the self-reliance no percentage by na mudi echo. And yes, sir, where I say now we are to know. We want to know because right now there has been a natural disaster. BBC. You who say no, the whole world said, "Send America, because the sickness too bad, then they don't get solution." You understand? When we Ghana, why can't we think about using our medicine, our natural medicine, as a solution and even inventing it and then even exporting it for them to buy? Because we will not say we get a solution in Africa. Where plants no day here, where help no day here. Which help? Everything is here. We have all the herbs. We have all the medicines here. The natural resources, we have them all here to create any medicine. We have them here in Ghana. We have them here in Africa. So why can't we think of using those centers to create a solution? Because we know say we get victims too for here. People to get coronavirus for here. Use them, practicalize. People volunteer. Then you give them money. After that, everything, you can just set up a structure for this thing. But you know go do. Meanwhile, if you do this is something the world needs. This is a simple solution that can even enrich Ghana. But leaders no go do. If they do self, they go do like they go do go work. Why? This is not about NDC and we will tire with that. Me right now I want to ask you a question. How many of you get party this thing? Party card. Me I don't get party card. And I know say the boys for town when they don't get party card, then plenty pass the people where they get party card. So why should we, those who do not want to do anything with politics, like as to belong to a particular faction and want to always speak on issues and vote on issues, be the one to suffer? I don't understand this. Why should it be like that? Why should it be like the democracy we say we are practicing? We cannot really practicalize it in terms of our decision making. Because right now, if you say democracy, how me I see democracy is, all right, if this is right, it is right. If this is wrong, it is wrong. The masses need this, we do it for them. The masses want this, we do it for them. So the decision should be controlled by the masses, the people. It should be for the people. It shouldn't be for the people leading. It should be for the people. But ask yourself, is democracy for us? Is that what we are receiving right now? No. We those without party colors, without party cards, are suffering in our various sectors, are suffering everywhere because we do not want to belong to NDC or MPP. We just want to vote on issues. Because definitely, if I can tell you, there was a time I might have voted for NDC and there was a time I might have voted on MPP because I don't want to belong to any. Because I don't want to have a party card. I want to vote on issues. I want to vote on what I feel is right. And I know there are a lot of Ghanaians like this. So we are those without the party cards. We are those we can call the patriots, as to we those who are really concerned about Ghana. And I can tell you that we plenty past them. So why should they be taking us for granted? Why? We those who want the best for the country rather should be suffering every day. Is that fair? Or because we don't want to belong to a particular association? That is why most of us rush into fanatic industry. For instance, we love music. Yeah, let's take the music. At least the music will give us hope, to give us some conscious vibe, to give us some kind of assurity that things will be okay, and give us confidence to speak out. You get it? So I'm begging you people, certain decisions is just beyond personal sentiment. It's beyond personal pride. If your forefathers did not toil and shed blood for you, you will not be Ghana. So what are you doing so that the next generation will also benefit from you? What can we define as what? Shed blood. What kind of decisions are you making? We beg you, our leaders. Alright, listen to this. Holy. Yeah, I dey see things, I dey pray things. That's why if I dream, Africa dream big, Ghana dream big. Go achieve, if you believe you go achieve. Hey, then they talk say, yes, I know say as they talk, some people go talk say they crazy. See your friends, you can see your family that comes in. Hero, never forget your rules and your plans, your destiny get chance, anything will go happen for your life, take come so. Today be your own, so make you know. Don't forget, thank you, don't forget, sorry. Because the universe they watch you. Hey, that day go come. That day go come. That day go come. They see me, they dream, you go dream big. And they believe say, Jesus and they follow me. Shut up movement territory. They will sing and they will believe. Work where you work, my God. Play where you play. All of them die. Forget the system. Forget the system. Forget the system. I see the move. Nobody they watch your move. I swear to them, move. You can look front though. Leaders look front. You are stand. They see we as what? David, but we go kill Goliath. Let's rely on ourselves and develop ourselves. Africa can be great. I believe Africa can be great. You know, be so the youth we go suffer. We already with the suffer set and we the tire. So make we conscious like when I moves. Everything we do be if I be conscious. Make we conscious when I moves. If not, when I skin go bad, I'm telling you. Make we look conscious in everything we do. I beg you. The youth. Because where we they go, if we continue to go like that, when our skin go bad, all we need is let's give them this campaign. The campaign is self-reliance now. Self-reliance now. We need to rely on ourselves now. Yes, a social media campaign to watch out for that. We're starting soon. And this social media campaign, if we go global, if we go Africa, you understand? Yes. For Africa, it's an African campaign. Self-reliance. Let's rely on ourselves now. Believe me, if we can rely on ourselves, things will be well. Self-reliance now. The campaign is starting. That day will come. Work while you work, my God. Where you play? Some of us know they care about party colors, so we just want to hear, listen, and vote on issues. You understand? So make you guys stop the politics you they play with this issue. We just want to know. Tell us which percentage to which can we rely on ourselves. What are we starting producing? Which industries are we starting? Are we putting right? You understand? Please. Yeah, my people. No, I don't fake it. Listen. Take it. This is me. And that's how we stay. The system make me this way. A man should keep this respect and humbleness anyway. But I really got my faith. In a shame. Hey. Feel like 2020. You go come me and a drama again. Lagatia, bad man, you see say, Jaja bless my thing. Okay, Jaja bless me. No. Mechanism. Life is a mechanism. Hey. Listen. Life is a ABCD. 1, 2, 3. The mega keys, mechanism. Life is like ABCD. 1, 2, 3. Hey, the mega keys, mechanism. Like precious like gold mine. We are the only got on the front line. Because we know life is never a straight line. So it's a play time that we don't know. Life is like 1, 2, 3. Baby, the major keys, major decisions. Life is like ABCD. I said self-reliance now. We want to know which percentage to which are you taking us? Are we going 10% self-reliance? Are we going 20% self-reliance? Are we going? We want to know. We want to know the succession plan to that self-reliance. We beg you. At least 1 year. Stop the take on a life they play politics. That's what we want to hear, and that's what we want to discuss. When these are the issues you can bring on board. The youth will listen to you, will work together and make it happen. But for now, please, we all got hit by reality check, and we see say the whole world safe. The whole world safe, no they sit up. So America they preparing home. Ghana, let's prepare our home too, please. Self-reliance now. And that's what when our leaders saw from the beginning, African unity. They see this thing. If we don't do them, who go do them? Which generation they wait to make it can do them? After we are gone, after we are wiped out, because in the food chain, Africa, we are at the end. We are at the bottom of the food chain. I beg, it's time we start fighting and come up, please. Yeah, they are God to do.
Yeah. Sometimes when I think about the situations we go through, the problems and tribulations, I know we still conquer it. Imagine when you wake up in the morning, and you hear about one friend falling. Could I get it to you, the one I call it? Man, the only sign we see is a warning. The road is so steep, but we are struggling, and it seems the government's never bothering. Man, I work from 9 to 5, but we see say no money are coming in. So how come the people don't care at all? We really care we call. Think we all stop this summary, oh God. We don't have no choice, so submit and ball. Free we out of the slums. Free we out of the slums, oh Jaja. Because the situations and problems are too much for me, oh Jaja. Free we out of the slums. Free we out of the slums, oh Jaja. Because the situations and problems are too much for me, oh Father. You say you got good qualification, and no one set for your occupation. You not get no work in the nation. Even the doctors are go up on demonstrations. Wagwan with the politicians. Would they ever be there with all this confusion? Ask myself, if this would have been a life, would have find some better solution. Me living a Nima, and we just a pray. And me ask God, when will this change? Me always in on the internet cafe. Me I go get some little change, but the situation is the same. So me wonder if the would have come a better day. Me hustle harder, go harder, but still things are going harder. Oh Father, oh Allah, I know you're not asleep. Make me suffer. Free we out of the slums. Free we out of the slums, oh Father, because the situations and problems are too much for me, oh Father. Free we out of the slums. Free we out of the slums, oh Jaja, because the situations and problems are too much for me, oh Father. Yo, sometimes when I think about the situations we go through, the problems and tribulations, I know we still conquer. So let's start conquering now. Because COVID-19 are waking all of us. You are waking us toward certain things. Say, make we think about our immediate environment. Make we think about our country. Because as you the travel go somebody in country self, still no day inside. Nothing better. You understand? Wake up and build your country. Build your country great and strong. Our forefathers, the matter for not being vain. They shed blood for us. So we will have this freedom. I beg you. We have all the natural resources. Why did you think they said that? Because they know say them now say before them there was a lot of wrong things. You understand? When they do how we get independence. So as we get independence, dear, before fit to speed up. That boy now Nkrumah can be they speed up. So all the people when now they know they understand Nkrumah to you see say Nkrumah was right. It's that they speed up to see how we go have this African unity then things. Then we go fit be on our own. Start because we have all the natural resources. Let's produce our things and push it out. Produce artists and push it out. Simple. Free
we out of the sun.
Free we out
Alright,
of the
listen to this.
Ready or not, me I come for you. Like a zombie, I'm innocent to you. Me nah have no such warrant, but me come to you. If you no misbehave, me dog them come for you.
In Africa, a real rally dancer.
Man a real shot, a man a real bad man.
Hey.
Remember me nah in a talk. Religion know how we.
Shatter movement prayer.
So me not talk too much.
Hey.
Man a too hard to touch.
Jamaica.
Give me strength, wisdom, and knowledge. So yeah, so we both every bad mind we want to take with freedom. Bigger than a them never grow. Let me know. Raise on no finger.
If you real hustler, raise on the finger. With a bad man, we know. A long time, them a sabotage. Man, protect us so we don't have a scratch. We know in a mix up, so we never touch. With them, hey, they be large chat out. My kiss, my quiz. You see what I do? Make it stronger, like a look of bamboo.
Give me the wisdom
Hey.
and knowledge. Can never
What I do?
So me send the
They get pointed to dance at school. Hey, hallelujah. Give thanks to the ruler.
give me them and I wish
See you dead, but God protect you. Hey, hallelujah. Oh, yes, I am the future. African hero. I fight for my people, so me not fool.
spiritually.
Yeah, I got your protection.
Back some money where we want to
Buy a mansion.
Stay focused,
We no lack concentration.
and me holy Bible give me
The
the
solution in Africa, they say me are the teacher. If you have to grab the phone in my hand like a teacher. Hey, shut I cannot take a picture, but that they work a job and I don't see that. Oh, them are like gold. We pray for life and they fight for gold. Me laugh at them, let me see that laugh at them. Ha ha ha. Get the youth, sing say hallelujah. Give thanks to the rule. Because the enemy dead, they were wishing you dead, but Jah protect you. Hallelujah. Tell the youth, make you speak out. Ask them, where are they taking us to? What percentage are we going when we are talking in terms of self-reliance? Now.
ready or not,
Me I come for you. Like a zombie, me innocent to you.
me nah have no
Ha!
such warrant.
Me not come for you.
If you no misbehave, me dog them come for you.
In Africa, I will ride the dancer. Munim. Hey, listen. The youth. Africa,
Yeah,
Ghana,
from the Shatter movement.
and the Shatter movement.
I just want to share this few words with you.
I always be a fighter. You can tell me nothing. I will always prove you wrong. Till the day I die. Say I'm not worth it. Watch for me, I go end up. Why should I always apologize for them? This is how the youth we feel. Ever apologize for making it this way? Then doubt me. Go ahead, talk about me. Spread the rumors. I don't deal with lies. Hey, always prove you wrong. I will always prove you wrong. Hey, I will always prove my opponents wrong. Hey, I will always prove your music. Yes. Listen. We just wake up this morning and hear another ghetto youth calling. Jah, I mean when you promise, say you are gonna wipe my tears and worries. Me baby monkey days, ghetto youth want happiness. You will see my bikini game, grow up in happiness. Ghetto youth, make me worry about nothing. Ghetto youth, make me worry about nothing. Oh, say one day I go solve all my problems. Africa, stop me. I hope that Africa will rise. The black people shall rise. The black nation shall be great. Because the black nation is great. Today, listen, today is a mystery.
say I'm a dreamer, but life, I'm not the
only one.
You are going to join.
If you save him, then life is a broken wing made that can fly. Hope is a team with feathers.
The bridges now your
So my brethren,
it's
like you will not curse.
it never stop
And in our face, but in the darkness, that you can see the stars. Eh? You understand? We are in a darkness now. You understand? So who are you? Are you a star? Africa, shine. Ghetto youth, shine. And let Ghana be proud. Let Africa be proud. Because as of now, the whole world is putting things in order. Let's try and put some one or two things in order. And because we Africa, we are already gifted with so many natural resources. I bet you, when we put one or two things alone in order, hey, you go see how we go right. We have everything in Africa. As them lock the world down, as we lock down small, we see we go feel rely on ourselves because we produce a lot of things within this short period. So let's do the right thing. That's all we talk. Let's know the percentage to self-reliance we are going to. That's all we want to know. We want an Africa for Africans, by Africans, to be led by Africans, to live by Africans and be happy by Africans. You understand? Yes. So who are the engineers? Who are those going to do that? Yes. Put things in place. If you know you are there, start doing your work. Because it's a patriotic agenda. Worry about nothing. We have hope. In the eyes of it. We have hope. Get to you. We have hope. We have hope. Say there will be better days. Wake up this morning. Calling. Jah, and me where you promise. Say you are go stop. Oh, hey, me baby, one happiness. My bikini them grow up in a happiness. Get Toyota, make you worry about nothing. Get Toyota, make you worry about nothing. We have hope. Oh, Africa, Ghana. Let's just put one or two things in place and we'll be safe. Please, I beg you. Let's think about the nation more. Charlie, self-reliance now. That's the main thing we want to hear. Let's stop the politics. All right, stay focused, leaders. Stay focused, please. Please. I want to play this. If we the youth, we they talk, you don't go listen to us. Let's see whether you listen to this person. Lumumba. P-L-O Lumumba. P-L-O Lumumba. Speaking on poverty.
Claim to fame is that they want to lift Africa.
Let me start again. Listen.
Not be deluded that the world is full of benevolent individuals and institutions whose only claim to fame is that they want to lift Africa from the morass that she now finds herself in. The reality is, the poverty of Africa is the glory of some civilizations. Poverty is an industry. Ignorance is an industry. Big industry. And there are those who want Africa to continue to wallow in poverty and to wallow in ignorance because it is their safest bet to their continued benefit. The day we wake up to that reality, the safer we are. That is why the English had this beautiful saying, let sleeping dogs lie. So we are sleeping. And
Africa, we are sleeping. You better wake up from that slumber.
Ties into even greater sleep and slumber.
Yes.
To dream even further. But I'm telling us, if Africa is to realize our dream, we must wake up. If Africa is to win the lottery, we must buy the lottery.
We must buy the lottery ticket.
Fencing 30%. Let us ring fence 7.
Self-reliance now. Let's rely on ourselves now.
It can't be done because it is a question of cross-fertilization of ideas. We must learn from other civilizations.
Yes.
But learning must not mean surrendering to them.
Go learn. Don't surrender to them. Oh,
I'm submitting to us that we surrender to them.
Yes.
And going forward, therefore, you who are present here, we must think of another Africa.
Listen.
An Africa where when we talk about technology, whether it is in solar technology today,
or online strategy,
Morocco, and I stand to be corrected, is engaged in developing one of the largest.
Do you know social media is a weapon
in the world? I'm still talking about consulting engineers,
yes,
even in that field.
Yes.
Kenya is doing another major solar project, and all African countries ought to be engaged in it. Namibia, I think, is also engaged in it. But if you ask who the consulting engineers are for those projects, they are not Africans.
Yes.
Even the solar panels that are going to be used, the best that African countries will do is to assemble them. They'll be brought as completely knocked down kits, and ours is to assemble
like
them
Lego.
as our children assemble Lego.
We know one thing, fam.
We are talking about water and water, which is an important thing, and water engineering. And we have consulting engineers in that regard. Even when we talk about water engineering and the drilling equipment, I know of no African country that makes water drilling equipment. Perhaps South Africa.
Yes.
South Africans, correct me.
If you don't, let's know.
When we are talking about road infrastructure, I know that sometimes even when we are doing the roads, even the one here, the Kampala and Tebe Expressway, the contractors, under the guise of something that they now call design and build, will even import steel from their countries, saying that ours has too much carbon content.
Where we have all the natural resources.
Sometimes even cement is imported because ours is claimed not to have certain ingredients.
Sad.
I'm still talking about consulting engineers.
Sad. Sad truth. Sad truth.
When we are doing our railways,
yes,
we may celebrate them all we want.
Daddy, please, this is your age mate too. I'm younger than he is. Our father, you know him, Lumumba. He's the one talking.
They are rich.
He's saying the same things the youth are saying. Self-reliance now. Let's run away from this poverty. Because it is a business for them.
It's alongside the spinning wheel.
Yes.
I'm submitting to us that the consulting engineer is important to Africa's growth and development. You cannot deny
the
that.
Technical know-how, the ability
and I
to
can
do.
see the vision. I can see what the African leaders were thinking about when they met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and came up with Agenda 2063.
Listen,
they
the
were
youth.
looking at the engineer and they were saying that the engineer, well, if he is a civil engineer, let him be an African civil engineer who is aware of the African terrain. Let him be an engineer who is equipped with what he or she needs to
equipped to lead us.
So that when he or she is engaged in designing and ultimately presiding over the building of African roads, he knows his or her continent. That is what they were thinking.
Yes.
So that when they are building this road across the continent, the equatorial forest of Congo, they are building and they are empowering other African engineers.
Yes.
I saw them thinking about that.
Vision. Vision.
They must have been thinking about hydroelectric power, and they were thinking about generating power from the nearly 1,270 hydroelectric power stations that we have built. They were thinking of geothermal, and they were thinking of consulting engineers who have African experience and know Africa and relate with other civilizations in a manner that is beneficial to Africa. They must have been thinking like that.
This is how we should be thinking.
When they were thinking about fuel, fossil fuel,
And even far advanced than this.
The pipeline, they must have been thinking about chemical engineers and other related engineers.
Because in our time, we should be thinking far.
Thinking about aeronautical engineers that would be capable not only of ensuring that the planes that are made
and we have the minds.
America fly, but who are moving progressively to ensuring that even Africa can produce an aircraft. The Brazilians have done it in our lifetime.
Yes, and we've seen it.
But today, that is not the truth.
Yes.
So, fellow engineers,
if I have fellow Ghanaians,
if I have dampened your spirit,
fellow Africans, if I have dampened your spirit,
that
is the intention. If ghetto youth, we have dampened
because
your
it
spirit,
is those dampened spirits
those
that are capable
spirits
of providing a fertile ground.
Yes.
For the fruit of growth to germinate.
Yes.
This continent is capable of achieving much. Africa today has a population of 1.1 billion.
Yes.
We are 55 countries, and all the 55 countries, our economy is only as big as that of India.
Sad. Sad.
We can do better.
We can do better.
And if we are going to do better, I have no doubt in my mind that you great minds that are gathered here, because the minds that are present here are some of the best minds that Africa can offer.
Yes.
Let it not be business as usual.
So our leaders, when you went, this is what they told you.
You have expanded your farm to include the 100 engineers.
Whichever people you sent to go and represent us there, this be the report them for can't give
you by some
and this be what you for
in
do.
his farm. No.
But this is quite current.
It be that you are also capable of doing things in your own right.
Yes.
You can do it.
Doing
You
things in
must
your
do
own.
it.
We must do
Because
it.
if you don't do it,
Listen.
the thing that we call growth will never be realized.
Oh God, thank you
We'll
for
have symbols
for this man.
of what we describe
Hey.
as growth.
Yes.
But Africa will never grow.
Yes.
We'll have things that appear to represent growth, but Africa
will never grow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to remind you and to remind myself that if Africa is to realize our potential in the world of infrastructure, because as the Vice President rightly said, if you have infrastructure, it has an impact on agriculture.
Yes.
It has an impact on mining.
Thank you.
It has an impact on the health sector.
Yes, sir.
It has an impact in
It will
every
change
other
everything.
sector in our economies.
Yes.
It can be done. It must be done. And you are the ones who are going to do it. And remember that the world is not very kind. All of us know. Every other person in every other part of the world is trying to ensure that they are at the top of the food chain. Where is Africa?
Where is Ghana
the food chain?
in the food chain?
Are we at the bottom of the food chain?
Because COVID-19 make we see say it's all about basic survival. Basic survival.
Forward, we must fight our way to ensure that we are beginning.
So we need to rely on ourselves.
Like nanotechnology. What are we teaching in our universities? Most of our universities, faculties of engineering have equipment that were used in Europe during the industrial age.
And on this point, if you remember my last 2 lives, I said it. We are learning things we are not supposed to be learning. We need to learn things that will help us. What are we doing online? How are we developing our social media industry? How are we developing our online industry? How are we moving things digitally? Our mass influencing. How are we doing that sector to use a solution to our problems?
This day and age, that linkage is not there.
If that linkage
and
is not
I
there,
believe that under the aegis of Gamma and FIDIC, it can be done, and that deliberate efforts are going to be made to ensure that we move in that positive direction so that Agenda 2063 is realized and the promises under the Sustainable Development Goals are also realized. I want to conclude this with this. Have you realized that several years ago we had something called the Millennium Development Goals?
Where is it?
They were never achieved.
Oh.
So we have renamed them Sustainable Development Goals.
We are rebranding goals and not doing it.
So the truth is, Africa must also define her own problems, and having defined her own problems, must also find solutions to her own problem. Do not be cheated.
Self-reliance.
Do not be deluded.
That should be the campaign. Self-reliance.
That the world is full of benevolent individuals and institutions whose only claim to fame is that they want to lift Africa from the morass that she now finds herself in.
No.
The reality is, the poverty of Africa is the glory of some civilizations.
Facts.
Poverty is an industry.
Facts.
Ignorance is an industry. Big industry.
Big
and
industry.
There are those who want Africa to continue to wallow.
No one is doing us a favor.
To wallow in ignorance because it is their safest bet to their continued benefit.
I be sleeping dogs, then for lie.
To that reality,
why?
The safer we are. That is why the English had this beautiful saying, let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah.
So we are sleeping.
Yes.
And we are being allowed to lie. And we are being hypnotized into even greater sleep and slumber. To dream even further. But I'm telling us, if Africa is to realize our dream, we must wake up.
We must wake
if
up.
Africa is to win the lottery, we must buy the lottery ticket.
We must buy the lottery. Yes, so on that note, all I want to tell you is, ghetto youth, start thinking along this line. Okay? Be up and doing. Leaders, please, we can't keep on going on that lane. We are below the food chain. If you not take this from me, at least take it from a leader that you guys all revere, you go to summit together with. And this is what was discussed. So please, the poverty summit and all those things, this is what was discussed. So please, we beg you.
Ignorance is an
industry. So I play this song. Okay, let's still have hope. We just wake up this morning. But I want to tell you, my leaders, please, don't joke with one life. Don't joke with the life of your children. Don't joke with the life of the generation to come. As we run things, let's run things in a democratic way, as we say we want it. Let's be patriotic in our decisions and help build this country. Youth at leadership position, be up and doing, and do what you have to do to be a beacon of hope to the people. Big up to all my Shatter Movement crew always watching me. Big up to all the neutrals who are watching me, because this is a national agenda. Hope. We have hope. We have hope. So if that tape really dampen your spirit, I beg you, wise up, wake up, Africa. Position yourself well, make good decisions to make sure that you can clean up your house. Basically, that is all we're saying. You understand? Africa is not poor. Let's start relying on ourselves. Let's know the percentage to which self-reliance we are going. That's all we want to know as a government, and as a nation, and as Africa. Let's start producing. You understand? Instead of always running to people to help us.
The things you do for yourselves, what you got, and the things you do for others. Remember the legacy, my brethren. We have hope. Say one day we have hope.
Yeah, we learn every day.
We have hope.
Yeah, congratulations to Shatawale on winning. Yes, another. No, we are like we been upgraded, you know, in terms of our ambassador deal with Infinix is great. Another year and a new phone, Charlie, hot phone. And obviously we're gonna dash some. Yeah, Kenya is gonna dash some to some of the fans. If you like your fans, we take it from there. And I said another time, those journalists that do not do their own investigation before bringing out facts, I beg you, do your investigations well before you bring out your facts. We're just flowing about what happened this week about a Shatter Movement. Shatter Movement is my family, so I need to always do that. Life. That's what is pushing this. That's the hope. That's the foundation. That's the strength.
We have hope. We have hope.
Music is life.
Let's wake up this morning.
And I get all you calling. Yeah, I'm me where you promise.
Say you want to wipe my tears and worries.
Me baby for the grace.
Get all you
One happiness.
want to see my beginning.
Grow up in a happiness. Get Toyota. Get Toyota. Make you worry about nothing. Get Toyota. So where are we going? Self-reliance now. Yes. Our leaders, they know the vision. All we are saying is that let's have more patriotic campaigns instead of the unnecessary issues sometimes we talk about. And then secondly too, in Shadow movement right now, where the agenda is going is greater and stronger. More opportunities coming in because the hard work has proven Shatta movement is all over the place, and Chatawale as a brand is beyond compare when we're talking about this music industry and as a role model to the youth in this time. You understand? So let's keep on emerging, let's keep on growing, and let's keep the faith on, and then let's always have one voice as a movement. Understand? Let's keep on pushing the works and focus on the vision. Let's not get too involved in things that will not bring good purpose to this nation. Let's try to be patriotic citizens and then guide the vision as we've been chosen to do. I beg you, Shatta movement has been chosen to guide the vision. You understand? Take a non-neutral stand to guide the vision to the right place. So that is why Wale is always preaching the message, preaching positivity in his music, preaching the message and speaking to the ghetto youth, because he has given us hope for long. You understand? But all we can do is right now make sure that as we pushing the brand, we also make sure that the country in which we are is being ruled well, to the direction to which we can keep on existing. If not, we are doomed. You understand? And you can see clearly I'm not a fool. What I'm talking about makes sense. So for someone to tell me that, or to say that, for instance, what you're doing it because of, no, you're doing it for that, or you want fame. It's not about fame. Shatta movement gives me fame. I have fame in Shatta movement. But why this? It's a call. It's a call to be the call for the youth, for the nation, for the people to wake up and put things right so that we can have patriotic campaigns, agendas on social media that will put the nation in check. You understand? And as it stands, the campaign is self-reliance now. We want to know what percentage are we going. I'm going to be speaking on this a lot now because we must feel this. If we do this, there will be change element and this nation will be great and strong. Let's be on our leaders. Let's not think NDC, NDP. Let's stop that thinking. Let's put our resources together and hold our leaders accountable. You understand? If not, there are insignificant decisions that we think that they are will become significant in our life and existence. Mr. Kombe Diache, please, I beg you, get to youth. Wise up. Know your worth. I have hope. Explore note 7. Explore the 7. Yeah, this was a campaign that you see Chatawale, they use him to outdoor the whole phone. That's special, you know. So nice. Brand Shatta Edekeke. That's what we call brand positioning. Yes, position your brand to the way that you have pushing numbers. When you have pushing numbers, you always have demand. Forget the negative publicity. The real publicity will sell. The truth shall always sell. So it's about time. We those without party colors. Me, I don't have a party card. We those who want to be patriotic, non-party card holders, let's come together and make sure that we hold our leaders accountable to the vision of Africa and Ghana and our communities so that we can be guided well. If not, we will suffer. We cannot be unconcerned. No. We need to be concerned citizens of Ghana. You understand? We need a concerned citizens of Ghana that will contain and maintain order and peace, because this thing is not nice. You understand? And we cannot always say we don't care. We can't say we don't care. Wake up, Ghana. Hey, wake up, Africa. Hey, wake up, Ghetto Youth. Hey, wake up, everybody. Hey, wake up, leaders. Because the whole world said then they wake up. We also wake up and put our things in order. Because the things we will get, if we wake up, we put things in order, we are far, far, far gone. It's gone. Yes, and I believe in this. So congratulations to Shatter Movement, congratulations to Ghana for this. It's great. Wale is doing well, he's pushing. He has really made a youth to see the vision. A vision that will one day make his name a great name than it is now. I'm telling you. Because Shatter Movement will produce a lot of leaders. Because we are thinking non-partisan. Shatter Movement, we are thinking non-partisan. Alright, so Wale did this for Michi.
Ready and
so listen. Yeah. Latest. Ajay.
you know you be my heart. You know say that before.
Hey.
My baby, my love,
yeah, Michi's birthday. And the trended. That's so nice. And our king dropped the song for her.
I love the way you write, baby.
And it's an Infinix Pro. Infinix promo. So Infinix, if you're watching me right now, I beg you take this song, do your adverts and things. I beg you. We want to Shatter Movement. We want it to be used as the advert song. So Infinix, if you're listening to me, fans, share, let them know. Please. If you want, should all the adverts, this song for be the one day for take promote. Because this song is for Infinix. Hold that strong and we'll hold you strong, Infinix. I tell Infinix, hold that strong and we'll hold you strong. You understand? Oh, you have a lot of song packages on the phone, you understand? So more or less, Shatta Wale, when you want music, a way of getting music, and you are using an Infinix, Charlie, you go enjoy. Everyday love. And they hear something, they say chop yours.
Everyday my baby, my love. Everywhere that she call on me. She know the guy.
Yeah, that's Shatta Michi's company. I bet support it. Yeah, let's support each other's business.
When you miss me, come on, Infinity. You know me?
And if you know you don't shop at the rain shop, visit it East Lake on Balance. Infinity.
When you miss me, come on, Infinity.
So now Shatta Movement has a lot of brands, you know, we have a lot of good influencers that are pushing the brand. That's great, man. Forever, the Shatta Movement now we take the go everywhere. For our job places, for our schools, everywhere. You understand? Before be that beacon of hope, before be that example. You understand?
My baby, my love.
Alright.
Not be deluded that the world is full of benevolent individuals and institutions whose only claim to fame is that they want to lift Africa from the morass that she now finds herself in. The reality is, the poverty of Africa is the glory of some civilizations.
I end it here for life.